The Jack Benny Program with Jack's special guest, Billy Wilder.
Why are you covering the furniture?
Well, the painter said as soon as he gets finished in the other part of the house, he wants to start in here.
Rochester, the painter can't come in here today. Look at Billy Wilder, the director, is coming over to visit me this afternoon. He wants to talk to me about that picture I'm going to do for him.
After all these years, it's hard to believe that you're going back into pictures.
Yeah. And imagine with Billy Wilder, this wonderful director, fella that directed Lost Weekend, Sunset Boulevard. He directed Some Like It Hot, The Apartment, 1, 2, 3, and he's won 6 Academy Awards.
That's right.
And gee, this picture I'll do with him will probably be the biggest one of all. There's something I must do. I ought to be in pictures. I'm beautiful to see. I ought to be in pictures. Dee-dum-bum, dee-dum-bum. Hello, Luella? Luella, this is Jack Benny. Listen, I got a hot news item for your column. Luella, Billy Wilder called me, and he wants me to do a picture for him. Yes. Yes, this is Jack Benny. Yeah, Luella, it is. Look it. If you don't believe me, here, I'll put Rochester on. Hey, Rochester, say something to Miss Parsons, will you?
Hello? Yeah, that's right. That was Mr. Benny. And he's going to star in Mr. Wilder's next picture. And...
What's the matter?
Now she doesn't believe it's me.
Luella, look, I'd like to discuss it with you longer, but you see, this happens to be a toll call, and the message units are adding up. Now she believes it's me. Well, anyway, Luella, this is my return to the movies, and I wanted you to be the first to know. You're welcome. Goodbye.
Oh, now, boy.
Wait a minute, hold it. One more. I ought to be in pictures. I'm cute as I can be. Eyes are blue, 5 feet 2. Hello, Hedda? Oh, Hedda, this is Jack Benny, and I've got a real hot scoop for your column. You know, Billy Wilder wants me to make a picture for him, and I want you to be the first to know. Yes, Billy Wilder wants me to picture. What? You can do a big column on it? On the front page? But Hedda, how can you... how can you compare the two? The Titanic was a disaster. Well, Hedda, anything you can say, I'll certainly appreciate it. Thank you. Now, let's see. I wonder if I ought to call Pierre Salinger. Nah.
Boss, you're so busy with your television shows, how are you going to find time to do this picture?
Look, I got this all fixed. I told Don Wilson to get a hold of my sponsor and tell him I want 2 months off. Now, Rochester, I want this whole room cleaned up because Mr. Wilder's going to be here this afternoon. I want everything to look fine.
Okay.
Huh?
Fine.
Okay. Coming. I ought to be in the...
Oh, hello, Mr. Benny.
Yeah. Well, what have you got for me?
Oh, a few letters, magazines.
Oh, thank you.
And, oh, by the way, Mr. Benny, congratulations on going back into pictures.
How'd you find out?
It's written on your sidewalk.
Oh, yes. I wanted you to be the first to know.
Thank you. Here are your letters, and here's a package for you.
Oh, yes. This is something I've been waiting for. You know, I always send for these symphony recordings, you see. Then I get out my violin sometimes, and I play along with them. I mean, it's a kind of a silly thing. I don't know why I do it, you know.
In psychology, it's called the urge to destroy. Well, according to Freud, that type of neurosis is quite common in people whose inner frustrations are vented in the envy of others. Now, what's bothering you, Mr.
Nothing is bothering me. And thank you very, very much. Thank you. The Vienna Symphony. Gee, I've never played with them before. Let's put this on right away. Gee, that's beautiful. Right at the opening, I can take out my violin, I'll play an obligato to the woodwinds, and then after that, yes.
I finished painting the guest room, so if you like, I can get started on that long hallway.
Oh, good.
Yeah, that's going to be a pretty big job.
Yeah, we'll go in and finish it.
You know, that hallway should take me most of the day.
Well, go ahead and finish
Okay. Incidentally, I like that music you got on there. It's wonderful to paint to.
$3 an hour. He wants music to paint.
You stop.
Go ahead and finish it then. Go ahead.
Benny, what do you want to see me about?
Wait a minute. Before I talk to you at all, I want to know one thing. Why are you wearing this outfit on such a beautiful day?
Oh, it's going to rain.
How do you know it's going to rain?
Well, when I left home, my mother's corns were hurting.
Well, that is a sign of rain. When did they start hurting her?
This morning when she dropped the iron on her foot.
Dennis, do me a favor. Go right home now. Go back again.
But you asked me to come over.
I asked? Oh, yes. Come here. I knew I got something so exciting to tell you. I can't wait till I tell you. You know, I want you to be the first to know.
Oh, Mr. Benny, before you tell me what it is, I want to congratulate you on the picture you're going to make.
Well, how did you know?
Oh, about an hour ago, I had lunch at a Chinese restaurant. When I opened my fortune cookie, it said, Jack Benny is going back in the pictures.
Darn that publicity man of mine, those silly ideas. Well, look at Dennis. As long as you came over here, why don't you rehearse the song? Let me hear the song you're going to do on next week's show.
Okay.
And then you can go. Then I won't have to see you for a while.
All right.
You know. Okay. What are you going to sing?
April showers.
Forget the rain. And take off that silly outfit. Now, it's a nice day. Now, what are you really going to sing?
Everything's coming up roses.
Oh, good.
That's on account of the rain.
Stop that! Now sing your song. Oh, brother.
Things look swell. Things look great. Gonna have the whole world on a plate. Starting here, starting now. Everything's coming up roses. Clear the decks, clear the track. tracks. I've got nothing to do but relax. Blow a kiss, take a bow. Everything's coming up roses. Now's my inning. Stand the world on its ears. I'm gonna set it spinning. That'll be just the beginning. Curtain up. Light the lights. We've got nothing to hit but the heights. We'll be swell. We'll be great. I can tell. Just you wait. That lucky star I talk about is due. Yes, sir, everything's coming up roses for me. And everything is roses. Oh, you.
Just fine. It'll be wonderful on the show. You can go home now.
Okay, I'll see you at rehearsal.
Okay. So long, kid. Dum bum bum. Bum. Oh, for heaven's sake, he forgot his things. Imagine that silly kid wearing an outfit like this on such a beautiful day.
My mother has more brains in her corn than you have in your head.
Who would believe it's going to rain on such a beautiful day?
It stopped. I don't need it now.
For 20 years, that kid has been driving me nuts, and yet he always seems to be right.
Oh, Mr. Benny,
Yes.
I'm all ready to do Rochester's room now.
Oh, well, what color?
Well, I don't know.
Well, wait, Rochester will be down pretty soon, and we'll find out what color he wants, huh?
Well, Mr. Benny,
Yeah?
if I may suggest, I think you should paint his room an azure blue. See, because blue is not only a restful color, but it's emotionally soothing. As a matter of fact, my psychiatrist says that color has
Wait a minute. You go to a psychiatrist?
Well, sure. Painters have troubles, too.
Oh.
A colleague of mine cut off his ear.
A colleague? I mean, you actually go to a psychiatrist and you lie down on his couch?
What couch? I walk along beside him. He's a mailman.
Well, I'll be darned. Rochester, he wants to know what color you want your bedroom in.
Well, I think I would like a sort of light gray.
Oh, great, that's fine. And I can trim the window in white.
Well, that room doesn't have a window.
Oh, I told him to paint one on the wall.
Well, that's sweet, boy. Real sweet.
Well, I'll get started.
Okay.
And keep the window open. I like fresh air.
Coming. I ought to be... Hello, Bert, Don. Come on in. Don, did you talk to my sponsor about getting me the 2 months off?
Oh, no, I didn't, Jack. I think Bert should do that. After all, he's your agent.
I haven't talked to him either, Jack. As a matter of fact, that's why I'm here. I think we ought to discuss this a little further.
What's there to discuss? What?
Well, I can understand you're being excited about doing a picture, but frankly, I don't think you're being fair to your sponsor, asking for 2 months off in the middle of the season.
Jack, you just can't do that.
What do you mean I can't do it? I finally have an opportunity to make a picture with a great director, Billy Wilder. He directed Lost Weekend, Sunset Boulevard, Some Like It Hot, The Apartment.
But look, Jack, don't you realize that you
Look,
just...
all I know is I'm a big star, and I'm entitled to some time off. I mean, I'm sick and tired of having to turn down picture after picture just because I have to do television shows.
Jack, you haven't been offered a picture in 20 years.
Well, certainly they know I'm not available. And look, it isn't as though I ask this every day. I never take any time off. Even when I had my appendix out, I didn't take time off.
Now, Jack.
No, Bert, he's right. Why, he had an appendix attack on a Saturday night. He called his writers in. They wrote a doctor's sketch.
That's right.
And then on Sunday, over a national network with millions of people watching, out came his appendix.
Oh, boy, you should have heard the applause.
Now, wait a minute. How could you find a doctor to perform an operation on a comedy show?
I didn't. I hired an actor and took a chance.
All right, Jack, I'll go see the sponsor. But you know what this means? He's going to have to find someone to replace you.
Well, of course you'll have to find somebody to replace me, and that isn't easy. But then that's your problem. I mean, after all, you're my agent. Why am I paying you 9%? Now, go ahead and tell my sponsor I want this
All right,
time off.
we'll go down and see him.
All right, do that.
Come on.
Why? Have you finished?
No, I just finished half the room.
Well, how can you leave before you're through?
If you can leave a sponsor in the middle of the season, I can leave in the middle of the wall.
Mr. Benny,
Yes?
Mr. Wilder just parked his car out front.
Oh, Billy Wilder's here? Oh. Mr. Wilder's here. Billy Wilder. I ought to be in pictures. I'm beautiful to see. Coming. Hello, Mr. Wilder.
Hello, Jack.
Come right in. Come over here. Oh, Rochester, we'll have some tea, please.
Say, I smell turpentine.
Turpentine? Oh, yes. We're having some of the rooms painted.
Oh, for a while I thought you had Dean Martin for a house guest.
Hey, that's good. Now, Mr. Wilder, I know you came here to talk about the picture we're going to do together, the picture you want me for, so let's get down to business.
Well, before we can go ahead with the deal, I think we should discuss money first. Frankly, what you're asking for is a little bit out of line, Jack.
Out of line, huh? Well, I'm willing to discuss it further. Now, let's see. For this picture, I'm asking $75,000.
Yes.
Right? And what did your studio offer me?
1,500.
I'm asking $75,000, and you're offering me $1,500?
Mm-hmm.
Well, the studio, I imagine, is prepared to come up, huh?
We already have. Well, look, I have the contract here. If you just sign it...
So wait a minute, Mr. Wilder. I'm not going to sign a contract until I know what I'm going to do in the picture.
Well, Jack, we bought that great idea for you. She'll be marvelous in it.
Well, I'm certainly versatile enough,
Yeah.
you know, to do it. But I'm worrying about the part. I mean, how long am I in the picture?
Well, let's put it this way, Jack. How long does it take a body to fall 5 stories?
Is that all I have to do in the picture?
It's only the basic idea. Because after that, for an hour and a half, we will dramatize the thoughts of the man as he is falling down.
Well, that might be interesting at that. I mean, well, what would my thoughts be?
Oh, we don't know yet. We don't know until we throw you out the window.
I mean, you are actually going to throw me out of a 5-story window?
Well, Jack, we're going to take all possible precautions. We're going to try and catch you in the net.
just thrilled to death to do a picture with you. You know, you remember how excited I was at the golf course.
Yeah, I realized that when you handed me 2 wrong clubs.
Yeah, but then, believe me, I cannot tell you how disappointed I am. After all, I'm not a stunt man to be thrown out of a window. What made you think I'd do a crazy thing like that?
I once saw an actor take out your appendix on television.
I know, but that was a long time ago. Now I'm younger and wiser, you know.
Well, here we are, gentlemen.
Rochester, the deal is off.
Well, Jack, I'm sorry we couldn't get together on this, but maybe it's for the best. I think everybody should do what he's good at. I think you should stick to television.
You're darn right I'm going to stick to television.
And I better stick to directing. Goodbye, Jack.
Goodbye. Some director. 1, 2, 3, Some Like It Hot, The Apartment. Finally, he has a chance to make a picture that'll be a hit, and he fluffs it. Gee, I better call my sponsor and tell him that I'm not going to do the picture. He won't have to replace me. I guess I'm through in pictures. I'd like to speak to Mr. Lewis, please. Dum-be-da-dee-da-dum-dum. Oh, Mr. Lewis. Mr. Lewis, this is Jack Benny. Mr. Lewis, I have good news for you. I'm not going to make that picture after all. So you won't have to replace me. What? You've already replaced me for the 2 months? Now, how can you work so fast? But Mr. Lewis, you can't do that to me. I have a contract. I know I told Bert to talk to you about it. But look, Mr. Lewis, but...
Jack will be back in just a moment, but first...
Oh, Mr. Bunny, when I left, I forgot to get my money.
Oh, you did? Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, how much is that?
Oh, make it $15, $20, whatever you like.
Hey, here. You work kind of cheap, don't you?
Well, you see, I really don't need the money.
You don't need the money?
No. You see, 6 or 7 months ago, I was painting a 5-story building. I fell off the scaffold, and on the way down, my whole life flashed before me. So I wrote the story and sold it to a studio.
Wait a minute. You mean you're...
Yeah, they're getting some dope to play me in the movie.
Good night, folks. I'll be seeing you soon.
A chance to win thousands of dollars of prizes, plus a brand new Mustang convertible. All you have to do is get your TV20 bumper sticker at Safeway now and keep watching TV20.
May we have the verdict, please? You've won a full night of great entertainment. Perry Mason coming up next on TV20. Another reason we've got it all this fall.